Thought I turned it on. I'll start again. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this Tipuna Kōrero meeting of the 2nd of June. Let's start with apologies. We have an apology from Taku. Everyone else is present, including Kylie in the ether. Welcome. Let's move. I'll move that Taku's apology. Do I have a seconder? Thank you. Who was it? Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. Sorry, on glasses and. All those in favour? Those against? Carried. We have no public forum this morning. Conflicts of interest. Are there any conflicts of interest? I take it none, and therefore we'll move on to notification of extraordinary business, of which there are none either. So that moves us to the confirmation of the Tipuna Kōrero meeting of the 19th of May. I'll move those minutes as a true and correct record, seconded by Councillor Ford. Are there any corrections, comments on those minutes? There being none, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried. So that moves us to the one substantive item on the agenda this morning, which is the review of village planning, the phase 1 recommendations. So I will move it to get it onto the table. Do I have a seconder, please? Yeah, Mayor Baker, thank you. I take it as being read, and you'll understand what the recommendations are. We're not making any decisions today except to agree to the consultation and engagement phase 2. So, but what I will do is ask Pete Barton to come up and just run us through very briefly where we're at here.
Morena koutou katoa. By way of introduction, Pete Barton, Strategic Partnerships Manager, and Megan Krishnan, Senior Partnerships Advisor in my team. I just want to acknowledge that any community who are online as part of the live stream that have been part of this phase 1 consultation process. So on the 28th of April, we workshopped with you a core set of principles, options and ideas for following the Community 1 consultation. We have summarised our workshop discussions and the broad themes of the consultation phase 1 into this paper. We seek your approval today to formally commence phase 2 consultation on what a final village planning model could look like, and then we wish to bring that forward to you for another workshop in November 2022, for one final workshop prior to a decisions paper, hopefully before Christmas. Thank you.
So, people, does anyone have any questions about what the next steps are? Yeah. Julie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hey, just a question regarding there was a comment there on page 11. Comment on page 11 about invisible principles. Principles have become invisible. I just want to. I know we've gone through this before, but I'm just wondering, what do you mean by that? Because when I read on in the report, it talks about some of the principles that don't seem invisible to me on page. I forget what page it is, but.
Sorry, so through the chair, the comment that was, so when the program was initially started in 2003, I think 2003, it had a set of principles behind it that were more public at that stage. I think that they were on the website, they were visible in the things, they were reflected in plans that villages put forward. And as time has moved on, the reflection of those principles has lessened in some of those formal documents, and it's become more focused on how we fund year-on-year projects. So it's not that they don't exist anymore, it's just that they're not at the forefront of things as they were, and decisions appeared to be getting made more on that funding basis rather than on the principles basis. So it's really just about lifting the profile of those again.
Anybody else got any other questions? No, can I just ask a clarification question? So, and this may be in here that I've missed, so how much money for CapEx is going to be carried forward for next year for projects which are underway but which may not be completed this financial year? And I know of one in particular, so.
Thank you, Chair. Just a couple of key messages on numbers. So from the 35 carry forward projects reported to you in May 2020, 23 of those 35 are complete. There are just 12 remaining village planning projects. From the budget brought forward to this financial year of approximately 507k, we have 140k year-to-date spend, and a year-to-date forecast expenditure of approximately 317k, and then we will have approximately 50k of monies unspent. We see of the 12 remaining projects, approximately 6 completing this financial year, and 6 going into the first quarter of next financial year, of which that current budget will carry forward. So no additional capex is being sought, Chair.
No, but the existing projects will be able to continue forward.
Yes, they will. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. Councillor Sauli, another question.
Actually, just a comment, if I may. Can I?
Sure.
Yeah. Just a comment I have on number 17 there on page 12, talks about kind of engaging with the public, and I'm glad to see that you're going to take on board everything that that the current village plans have done in the past and a lot of their suggestions. I just want to kind of put it out there that a lot of these village plans have done a lot of work over the years since 2003. I don't want their kind of views being what do you call it? If you go to the community and then community come up with their ideas, I don't want our current village plan teams kind of to feel like their input is not as important if you're going to the community and then they put in their 2 cents when they haven't been involved at all. So I just don't want our current village plan resident associations to be ignored, I suppose, with some of their views and their thoughts. Thanks.
Yeah. Fair point, Councillor Sauli. Councillor Trillam.
Kia ora, yeah, thank you for this. I think this is a really good report and it reflects well, I think, the discussions that we've had as a council. So I'm really happy to see that. Just wanted to ask around, so it's identified that there's going to be a consultation engagement plan that will come back to council. What's the rough sort of timeline that we're looking at? When can we expect to see this, and then how long will it take to go through with that consultation?
Sure. So the plan will take us about 4 weeks to pull together, and then we'll come back to you, and then there'll be a 6-week period of engagement, and then another sort of 3 to 4 weeks to pull together models and test them with people. And so you'll see an engagement plan within the next 4 to 5 weeks, and then following that, you'll actually come back for a workshop in November. While we'll go away, do all the consultation, bring it back to you for a workshop in November, final decision.
New council.
Correct.
Who knows? Ratepayers. Oh, yes, it will be new. It will be new. Sorry, Ewan. Anyone else want to make comment? I think we're all, thank you very much for the work that's gone into it. We're looking forward, well, those of us that will still be on council will be looking forward to making a decision so that, or a good decision on the way forward when it finally all comes together. So thank you. So if there are no other questions, yeah, you want to say something, Pete? Yep.
Forgive me, Chair and Councillors, point of clarification. We sought to approve phase 2 consultation and engagement with the community to allow us to enter said consultation. Per Councillor Trillin's question, are you asking that you see from officers what that engagement plan looks like prior to us consulting? I just want to be clear on what the next step is. Thank you.
Yeah, that was my reading of the report at 18. Consultation engagement plan will be developed to ensure there's wide community consultation on the development of the principles and proposed final model to be brought back to council. So I had read that as the plan would be brought back to council, but does that mean the options that will be brought back to council?
Yes, so it's the principles and the proposed final model will be brought back to council, and we're seeking your approval today to go and consult and engage.
Okay, I see. And that's the usual process we go through, I assume. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
You're okay
comfortable.
with that?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. All right. There being no further comment from anyone, I'll now put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried. Okay, that brings us to the close of the meeting at 8:40. So